The Trump administration is pulling back federal immigration enforcement in Minnesota. Tom Homan, the White House border czar, says 700 immigration officers are leaving the state right now as part of a shift in how they're operating in the Twin Cities. He says this is happening because state and local law enforcement are cooperating more. They're agreeing to hand over arrested immigrants to federal custody.
My goal with the support of President Trump is to achieve a complete drawdown and end this surge as soon as we can. But that is largely contingent upon the end of the illegal and threatening activities against ICE and its federal partners that we're seeing in the community.
State and local officials dispute that. They say most protesters are following the law. Governor Tim Walz called the drawdown a step in the right direction. He still wants an independent investigation into the shooting deaths of Alex Preddy and Renee Good.